Hey, good afternoon, team. Man, am I excited for the announcement that I have for you all. As you can see, I am here in downtown on the streets of Chillicothe, and we have an incredible announcement for you. So, on May 31st and June 1st, we will be partnering with the Gus Macker 3-on-3 basketball tournament to bring to this community. You see, we were approached a few months ago with the opportunity to partner with Gus Macker to help bring life to it and to help it grow here back in the streets of downtown Chillicothe the way it used to be back in the 90s. And so as our leadership team was really praying about that and seeking the Lord for what this partnership could look like, we just thought, man, that there are so many wins that could happen of what the Lord could do with this opportunity. And one of those things I was praying a few months ago, a memory of mine was surfaced by the Lord that I wanted to share with you because I feel like that will maybe help give an idea of what we think this partnership can look like. You see, back when I was a kid in the early 90s, I got the opportunity to play in this tournament for the first time, and I was on court Red A. That's where I started, which if you know, that's the very first court of the youngest kids. And as over the years, I just went to the next court, through the reds into the yellows, which is the adult courts. And I had a dream. I wanted to play on top men's someday. And I was so excited for that opportunity, which finally came to fruition a few years as I was graduating college. And I was so excited to play on top men's. To be transparent, to be honest, I really wasn't good enough to play on top men's and to lead a team to compete at that level. But what I did do is I recruited some guys to be on my team that could. And so I recruited a friend of mine who played overseas for a few years professionally. And then I had two brothers that were dear friends of mine in college. And they decided they would be willing to come and play. And they were both Division I basketball players. Well, unfortunately, the one tore his ACL right before the tournament. But he still came with his brother, and they were coming from out of town. And so they stayed with me the night before. Well, see, that night before, I'm ready to start talking and strategizing about what we're going to do and how we're going to win. Well, they were too busy doing something else. Back then, in order to copy music, you burnt CDs. And they spent their entire night, as soon as they got to my place, burning CDs. And I was a little frustrated, I'm not going to lie. But then the next day, on Saturday, when it came tournament time, I was like, okay, well, we're here. We can sit down. We can watch our competition. We can strategize how we want to attack them offensively, stop them defensively, all that kind of stuff. But I couldn't find them anywhere. Tim and Eric, the brothers, were off talking to people in the stands, talking to other teams, just random people that were here as fans. And they were just too busy talking to people and handing out those CDs. See, those CDs were full of Christian music. And they were just using them as a way to engage in conversations with people and then sharing those CDs with them and trying to introduce them to Jesus through Christian music. And then the other thing, too, is that, we're getting ready to play and I'm ready to warm up, get our layup lines going and really get after it. Well, they would stop everything and go talk to the other team. And they would just tell them, hey, we're going to pray at the free throw line before this game. If you would like to join us, we would love for that. And so we would go to the free throw line on top men's and pray together, and every time the other team joined us in that prayer. And so I share that because I came with that Gus Macker. I was finally at top men's, and all I cared about was winning. I was there to show up and to win in my hometown. Pride was definitely a factor in that, and that was my agenda. But see, Tim and Eric's was totally different. See, they were coming because they wanted to utilize Gus Macker and this 3-on-3 basketball tournament as an opportunity to evangelize, as an opportunity to love people, to share the hope of Jesus with people because that's where their hope lied. And they were just using Gus Macker as an opportunity to share that and to show people the love of Jesus. And see, while I was there to win basketball games, they were there to win souls for Jesus. And so I just share that because I think that just shows perfectly the image that we're hoping will happen with this partnership between Gus Macker and Fellowship of Christian Athletes.